Hello Leo, this is a reading for you for the rest of September 2019. I hope you are all well. This reading is quite interesting. I feel as if I tapped into someone's darkest hour, and this reading is for this hour. And what it wants to remind you is that if you're searching for light, you need to search in darkness. And that's why darkness is needed in our life sometimes. The background energy shows two cards very much connected with light. We have the Hermit and we have the Star. Hermit is about looking for something. You see, he lost his keys and he's looking for them with a candle. So it's more about inner journey to find answers within ourselves, in solitude, in this special inner place that we all have. Whilst the Star is more about external world and lights that are shining for all of us. Always. They are always there. But we need night to see stars. Look at the sky during the day when there are no clouds. You cannot see any stars except the sun, which is the closest one. But what about the others? They don't disappear. They are still there. It's just too bright outside. If you are in a deep space, like a well, for example, and you look above your head during the day, you can still see stars on the sky. So they are still there. But in order to see them, you either need to be in the deep well, somewhere very, very low, like depressed, or there has to be night where you are. And then you can see the beauty of light in the darkness. So this is the reminder, no matter how hard the situation is right now, no matter what your circumstances are, how dramatic they may be, there is light shining for you. Perhaps you don't see it now, but you will. This is the hour before the dawn. The darkest hour is always just before the dawn. So that's a happy reminder, optimistic reminder in the times where you can feel trapped in something, encased, bounded, limited. Whether you whether you see it as coming from outer world or from your choice, it doesn't really matter, because usually one is only the reflection of the other. But still, you can feel restricted. You can feel in a cage of something. You can feel bound by fear, by some old habits of yours, by some old promises that perhaps don't work for you anymore, but still you feel obliged to do them. Whatever is limiting you, it needs to be recognized. You need to pay attention to this and look if this is the truth of the nature right now. If the bonds here are real, or maybe you just imposed them on yourself, it's about free will very much. Are you ready to take full responsibility for whatever is happening in your life, no matter how terrifying or fearful it is? The truth about devil is that it has, as each card in tarot, it has two sides. And the first one, this strongly visible one, is when we see ourselves as having no free will, attached to something, limited by something, without a way out of the situation. And the paradox of this card, of this energy, is when you really take it on yourself, when you really recognize it and say, oh, when you say, okay, that's the way it is. I am bound. I am limited. And now I see it. I recognize it. I admit it. That's very important. To admit to it. Yeah. Yes, I am in this situation because in this way or another, it was my choice to be in this situation. Paradoxically, this gives you back your power. Precisely this gives you your power back. And then you can do something about it. But first you need to admit it. First you need to say, okay, this is my life. This is my decision always. Always. So pay attention to this. Whatever is limiting you, whatever inflates your fear. Does it really have to work this way? That's the question. As I said, it's not the easiest of readings I had. I think it's the most difficult one for September that I had. Now we have the sequence past, present, future. You have Judgment, Hanged Man, and Six of Cups. So you see, there's Judgment in the past. Another difficult card, especially together with this Devil. It's being judged. It's looking at your past and saying, okay, this was okay, this was not. Naming things. Most of all, understanding cause and effect of things. Judgment gives us beautiful possibility to end things that don't feed us anymore, and to really say goodbye to some patterns from the past, and to be open into a new life. But Judgment requires death of all things. And together with the Devil, it may be difficult to let all things die. You may be attached to them still. That's why it's so important. Perhaps this Judgment wasn't 100% completed because of some things still holding you in place. But you need to be free. You need to free yourself. Perhaps you are still in the process, caught in the process like a butterfly in spider's web, because we have the Hanged Man here in the present. So there's this stall, immobility, being unable to move, staying in the same position for a long time. I won't say for too long. There is no such thing as too long or too short. Everything happens as it is supposed to happen. The best you can take from the Hangman is changing of perspective and having insight. Overall, here in this reading, I have this feeling of unfinished business. This Devil reminds you that you need to finish something. You need to finish some process. And disregards your free will. But if you are in a position of Hanged Man, you are not really able to do it now. Perhaps you are still in the process of preparing to this final step. that needs to be made. And there is danger here, I think, with Six of Cups. It's like escaping to the past. Remembering all those good days that happened and that are gone, that they are long gone and there is no coming back. But you may have a wish for it to come back. It's not possible because you are a different person now. So you can't relive this. And going back to the past won't resolve whatever is happening now in the present. It doesn't work like that. I was thinking that Six of Cups in the future, it may mean that you come back to the easy and simple way of living, because Six of Cups is very often this, being in the present and having here and now, and understanding that it's enough. Those little things, those little pleasures we have, that it's enough. But mostly I feel this is escapism, whether it is to the past or in the present, to tiny things. It's not what these major arcanas appearing here, you have 5 in a row, it's not what they require. They require something greater than Six of Cups, I think. This energy is not sufficient. That's why I think it's escaping. Not really standing face to face with the challenge that is drawn here. And this feeling I have is also reinforced by the possible outcome. 9 of Swords. There's no resolution here yet. It's not present here. And 9 of Swords also seems like escaping into your thoughts this time. Into your mind. Into mind games. You don't need mind games here. These energies, these 5 major arcanas in a row, they're too big to be resolved by mind games. You need to put your hands in the work, in the clay. You need to really follow the light. And it's not done by being in your head. And this person doesn't even want to see what's happening here. You have a mess, some kind of mess here. And it needs to be ordered. But you won't order it just with your thoughts. First, you need to recognize your situation. See it as it is, as difficult as it is, probably. As tough as it is, as demanding as it is. As challenging as it is. As I said, this is a challenge here. But first you need to uncover your face and look at this. It won't be resolved by you pretending that you don't see it. That's the feeling that I have. As for advice and anti-advice, what is recommended, what is not. I love it. You have 2 5s. 5s are always turning points. So how do we proceed with the turning point? You may fight against it, but this is not recommended. Especially that if you look closely, you see that this fight is over nothing. It's over the nest of wasps. It's not something you want to have in your life, really. It's not a piñata full of sweets, no. It's buzzing pain, what you're gonna have if you fight with it. Here on 5 of Pentacles, what I see is acceptance. Saying yes to difficult circumstances. understanding that this is just a passage of some kind. Also understanding that whatever it is we are talking about here with this devil, these restrictions and habits, it's generally about your life. And you are in your life for good and for worse, right? As in Five of Pentacles, it's like marriage vow, for good and for bad, in health and in illness. I go together with you. Life, I love you. And I will follow. No matter how hard the circumstances are, I'm going to be faithful to you. Now we have tough times. It's going to change. Now I believe it. And this belief is probably the only thing that keeps me here. But I believe in finding the light, finally, in the darkness. And I love how it plays out, although it's so difficult, you know. It's so difficult here. And there will be a change in vision soon. There will be opportunity to ask something else to enter your life. This is the card of law of attraction. What do you expect of life? It's going to change. Your expectations are going to be different soon. And they will come back as different energies soon. But now you need to go through the darkness. All right, Leo. Tough time, but definitely you can learn something from it. It's always like that. Those lessons, those difficult lessons, are usually the most important in the future. As for oracle cards, first in the area of how you feel, your health, your relationship with your body, with your soul, you have transformation. So know that you are transforming now, and you are shedding the old skin, and the new skin may be very vulnerable. Perhaps that's why this reading is so painful. It is painful. You're touchy, you're delicate right now, but it is happening for you to grow. That's why snakes shed old skin, because it's not expandable. It's not flexible. They need to grow a new one, a new bigger one, and let the old one go totally. Look at the snake, how colorful it is. Okay. Another card you have is Joy, and I like it because it's nice counterpoint to general energy of this reading. It reminds you that joy is always there, and we are born in joy. And joy consists of many different feelings mixed together in different proportions. Also, joy consists of tears and challenges. So, even in this difficult time, ask joy to enter your life. Seek for it in the darkest hour. It will let you go through it with grace. Okay? The second card, in a position of abundance, we have the spiral. I'm going to read some of it for you. I don't know these cards very well yet. The invitation. Oh, again, it's about renewal. To renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. Look how beautifully these oracles work together. Shedding old skin, as with the snake. And I'm not picking these cards. They just show up. by themselves. You have already done this, so do not keep scrapping away at the old. This may be this devil. But welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. The spiral announces a descent to the depths and a rebirth. What was I what was I saying about going deep into the well to see the light? That's precisely it. Going deep to see stars. Allow nothing to get in the way of this process, as the time is right and the forces of nature are supporting you in this endeavor. Using stones, twigs, or yarn, build a spiral on the ground that is large enough to walk through with at least 3 turns. Enter the spiral slowly. Once in the center, offer to the earth the feelings of or situations that you no longer want in your life. As you walk back the way you entered, feel recharged for a new journey. So there is this beautiful medicine given here, and more of it. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to a new reality. This process of surrendering and dissolving, it may be scary, and that's why you probably cling to something old. Let it go. If you can, let it go. I love how these oracles show you the way out of this difficult situation. As for love, you have a very simple message: radiate love. So you know you have it within, and that's why you can radiate with it. You wouldn't radiate it if it wasn't already present within you. You are love, and you radiate love. And the last card, which talks about the way or the path of life, or as it is called, Tao. You have broken arrow, which is very empowering and calming, I think. It says, embrace the energy of peace. Let go of the need to defend yourself and prepare to offer peace, because you are safe. If you have been exposed to a situation in which you have felt the need to protect yourself or defend what you feel is right, know that this is now coming to an end. With the arrival of the Broken Arrow card, you are being guided to know that the energies of light are entering to wash away all the darkness. You see? It's gonna come. You can drop your shields and protection. You are now in a situation that will honor you and honor your needs. Arguments are ending and disagreements are being resolved. Prepare to talk this through and offer the peace that you would like to enjoy. In order to move forward in a more fearless way, it's important for you to let go of the idea that you can be hurt by this situation or the people involved, because this will only work against you. Know that your angelic guides and ancestors are standing around you, protecting you and taking you lovingly forward, which is great. So trust in this difficult path, because you are safe, and this is the way to grow, to expand, and to be reborn in a new light. Dear Leo, take what resonates and leave the rest out of this reading. I hope you're gonna have a beautiful rest of September. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I hope I see you in the next reading. Until then.